So my parents moved back to South Africa in the late 90s, and the main reason or purpose of that relocation was to ensure that us as their children would have a solid Islamic upbringing. South Africa being a place with a lot of inequality and a lot of injustices, my parents always motivated me to be involved in service and directed me towards finding a path and a career in medicine. Towards the end of my medical studies, I sort of had those big questions, seeing a lot of suffering. That sort of got me questioning about sort of looking at individuals on a more holistic level, looking at their religious sort of dimension. And that sort of spurred me on to really take Islamic studies seriously, because I felt I could sort of bring all that together. So in my journey to accrue sacred sciences of Islamic knowledge, I was moving between various groups, and it was really when I went on the sacred pilgrimage to Mecca, where I made a dua, where I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to provide for me scholars and individuals who would be able to mentor me. And lo and behold, about 2 weeks later, I was involved in a lecture tour of a scholar of SeekersHub Global to South Africa, Cape Town. I mean, that scholar told me specifically that I should consider studying Islamic sciences on a full-time basis, because there's a need for the next generation to take this responsibility up. And that for me was really sort of like that moment where everything clicked. What was fascinating as well is that many local scholars were sort of hidden to me. And this tour in itself sort of brought those scholars to life in a sense whereby I was able to connect with them, and I am able to meet those scholars on a regular basis in my community, who sort of exude this need for social service and for discussing contemporary issues within our religion. I found that avenue of mentorship to a point whereby I was able to augment my Islamic learning on a full-time basis. Alhamdulillah, that is what I'm still doing today with Sheikh Faraz Rabbani and the affiliated scholars of SeekersHub Global.